This is the story of one person's debate of whether to get a bionic eye or not if technology and the means allowed, presented as a video for the sake of an assignment. Hi Chris! That person is me, and I've been considering the cyberpunk-esque possibility for over a year now. As I began to realise that the fantasies I'd had inspired by comic books and video games were progressively beginning to be reported by scientific journalism, so too did I realise that the cyborgs of fiction were in a much closer future than expected. This meant that my questions started to change from, is it possible, to, would I get one? Herein lies the debate, as the topic is a couple steps more extreme than deciding on a new phone, or committing to general surgery, which was my gist of thoughts on the subject when I started thinking about it. This is a topic that extends prosthetics, technology, science, philosophy, society, as far as humanity itself. It's called cybernetics, and it means much more than robot arm. Cybernetics is a concept that can trace its origins back to the great Plato and Aristotle of Greece, roughly 400 years before the Common Era. Originally Kubernetes, it was initially defined as the act of piloting a ship, or more simply, to govern, and retained its literal definition for quite some time. Elaborated upon in early 19th century France by André-Marie Ampère, who coined the term cybernetique to define the science of civil government, it was further elaborated by Norbert Wiener, who in the following century defined the concept as the study of communication and control in the animal and the machine. It was his definition and work that spread the concept throughout all facets of society. Studied in fields including but not limited to engineering, social control, biology, efficiency, communication, psychology, and more, cybernetics today could be nutshelled as interactions between a human and a mechanism, but is more accurately defined as the study of systems open to energy but closed to information and control. While prosthetics are as old as Plato and Aristotle, bionics have a much more recent history. We started putting computers in our cells shortly after we ran out of anything else to put computers in, and since 2012 we've actually been having a bit of success with it. Now when I say we, I mean scientists at the Johns Hopkins Research Laboratories and Applied Physics Department. I just associate with them to feel better about myself. In the last 3 years, they've gone from pioneering the ability to realign nerve endings in a severed limb so that it can interact with a mechanical one, to surpassing the body entirely. Just this year, scientists have developed a device that grafts onto the brain itself and allows the original brainwaves that would have inspired movement in a biological limb to then transfer to a bionic device and move with the precision of finger accuracy. These innovations aren't limited to limbs alone, however. Complete hearing restoration, while still an invasive and costly surgery, is quite common, and the same ways are beginning to form in the field of what else but vision. Now we've covered everything happening in cybernetics and bionics today, we can begin to theorize about the possibilities of tomorrow. But before we get into the thick of things, I just want to clarify something. I'm not talking about any bionic eye. This isn't a device that simply replicates my vision. We're talking about enhancement in every aspect. The eye I'm referring to in my debate would be connected to the internet, send and receive information instantaneously than my brain, and also have better technical specifications than my biological eye, i.e. be able to zoom, see in different spectrums, and not be colorblind. Lastly, I'll be representing the sides for and against in shirt form.